Right, back with you tonight. Going back then to that story that's been leading tonight. EFF leader Julius Malema says some leaders are threatening to leave the party if they are not victorious in the upcoming National People's Assembly. He was addressing the EFF Gauteng structures in Soweto today, just days after the party's deputy leader Floyd Shivambu resigned to join the MK party. Newzroom Afrika's Juniour Khumalo is tracking that story and he joins us now. Juniour, good to have you and thank you very much for your time. Sweeping changes then, it seems, are on the cards as far as some key positions that were occupied by Floyd Shivambu.
Indeed, Thabo. We did hear a different version of Julius Malema today when the now former Deputy President Floyd Shivambu resigned last week. Julius Malema was very cordial when he spoke about his relationship with Floyd Shivambu, even indicating that the two of them will remain brothers. But this time around, it was a different Julius Malema. Firstly, he spoke about some of the leaders within the EFF that have remained in the EFF and said that he was very critical that they did not defend the party after Shivambu's exit from the EFF to join the MK party. We saw him today coming in without the chairperson of the EFF, without the treasurer of the EFF, without the deputy secretary of the EFF, without the head of EFF presidency, Vuyani Pambo as well. So all of those individuals actually had met with the EFF leadership during that war council at the EFF headquarters earlier in the day. So he decided to come here without all of those individuals, and then he took a shot at them, saying that most of the leaders within the EFF failed to defend the party when it was under attack. He even went as far as saying that if you want to see their true characters, you should look at some of the tweets by their family members, by their spouses, seemingly targeting those leaders that were not here with him today. And he indicated that sweeping changes will be taking place within the EFF. He did also indicate that that position of EFF Chief Whip in Parliament is going to be taken over now by the Secretary of the EFF, Marshal Dlamini, who was here as Julius's right-hand man when he was delivering that fiery speech as well. He also indicated that that position in Parliament that has been left vacant of a member of Parliament from the EFF when Floyd Shivambu resigned is going to be taken by Sinao Tambo, who is also the former spokesperson of the EFF. He was one of those individuals that are actually left out of that EFF list in Parliament. So now he's going to be making a return to Parliament in that position that has been left vacant by the exit of Shivambu. So it was a lot that was said by the EFF leader, Julius Malema, today, Thabo.
Including taking the fight to the MK party, seems to now believe indeed that they would have lost a proportionate amount of members to the MK party in this past election.
Indeed, Thabo, you know that when the results of the elections came out, there were parties that refused to join that GNU government, including Umkhonto Wesizwe, as well as the EFF parties such as your ATM. They had come out and said that they're going to form a progressive caucus, which is going to be the official opposition in Parliament. We heard today Julius Malema saying that that working relationship is only going to happen when these parties are in Parliament or in various legislatures, but outside that forum, he said that we have no business being friends with the MK party or any of these other parties. He said that they are our political opponents. So when we meet on the ground, we are going to go toe to toe, seemingly indicating that even when they do meet Floyd Shivambu wearing the colors of the MK party, they will definitely go toe to toe with him. He said, he seemingly suggested that the reason why he had come out to defend himself today was because of some of those reports from those Sunday papers that had indicated that it was because Julius Malema had gone behind the backs of some of these leaders and asked for that deputy presidency position from Cyril Ramaphosa. This is why he came out to say that those reports were basically baseless. He had not done such a thing. He indicated that the individuals that were actually leading those discussions between the EFF and the ANC in terms of formulation of that GNU government was the Secretary Secretary as well as the head of presidency, Vuyani Pambo, whom we didn't see today. He says that those were the people that were sitting at the forefront leading those negotiations. And once they had failed in basically reaching an agreement with the ANC, that is when he stepped up and spoke to President Cyril Ramaphosa personally. And he says that when he spoke to President Cyril Ramaphosa, the only thing that he had asked for, the only two things that he had asked for was the deputy speaker position, which he says that he wanted Veronica Mente, the chairperson of the EFF, to basically occupy. And he also wanted that finance minister position for Floyd Shivambu. But despite him asking for that position for his now former deputy president, the same individual had now turned around and basically walked away from the party that he had formed. He also indicated that he had not been arrogant when Shivambu basically went to him, sent him that letter. He says Shivambu sent that letter basically of resignation via WhatsApp. And he, Malema, had not been arrogant. He decided to still go to Floyd Shivambu's house and try and speak to him and negotiate and try and see if he can retain him within the party. But he said, given how he was reacting, Shivambu, in terms of sending a resignation letter via WhatsApp, it indicated to him that basically there was no way that he would convince him otherwise. His mind was made up. So he said he owed these EFF ground forces that came today that explanation, so that basically they don't take the instruction or don't read these developments from papers, from the media, from social media. It was incumbent for the party to basically explain what happened so that the ground forces know, Thabo.
Given that posture, I mean, do you get a sense that his fieriness, his retaliatory tone is an indication that he was blindsided by this particular resignation? He actually did not expect it to come.
Indeed. He says that when he received that WhatsApp text message of that resignation by Floyd Shivambu, he was actually in Polokwane. So it seems like he did not expect this to come. And this is why he decided to personally come back to Johannesburg and try and speak to his former deputy and the person that basically started this party with him, Julius Malema. So it seems like he was also blindsided, but also he knows that the party is going to its National People's Assembly in December, where a new leadership is going to be elected. So some of these reports that basically seem to suggest that Julius Malema is the problem. He is the one who pushed out his deputy. Do not bode well for him if he wants to retain that position of president of the party. So I guess that's why he wanted to clear the air. He also indicated that Floyd Shivambu had never come to him and indicated or asked him basically to open up space that Floyd wanted to lead. He says that he even referred to him as a coward there, saying that we cannot be basically drooling or basically thinking about individuals that are cowards that have never approached me and indicated that they want to take over. I should make space for them. So he was suggesting that the individuals that remain within the organization must trust that there was no basically any animosity from his side. The animosity was coming from the deputy president himself. So it seems like he was clearing that air leading up to the elective conference and also leading up to the local government elections. We know that the EFF is going to be contesting the local government in elections in 2026. So also going into that local government elections, he wants the ground forces of the EFF to know that what really happened. And he also said that he's going to be calling some of these impromptu engagements with the ground forces across all provinces just to see if the EFF still has those ground forces, Tab.
Just for clarity there, once again, Junior, at this particular point, are we certain that then none of the executives in the EFF were part of this gathering, except for Marshal Dlamini, who is the SG?
Indeed, when it comes to the executives that were here today in this engagement, it was just Marshal Dlamini. All of the other top leadership of the EFF, they were at the EFF's headquarters this afternoon where the EFF War Council was meeting. There are pictures of those individuals during that meeting that have been shared by the EFF on social media, but they did not make their way here to this venue, to where the president of the EFF, Julius Malema, was addressing. So it seems like there is is some basically fallout between those individuals as well as the EFF leader, Julius Malema. And he indicated that the person who will actually be taking up the position of chief whip for the EFF in the National Assembly is going to be Marshall Dlamini. Some within this venue today seem to suggest that this was an indication by the EFF leader that this could be the next person that actually even takes over as the deputy president of the party. But we did hear the president of the EFF also suggesting that when the party goes to its elective conference, younger people should be elected into those positions of power, because he says this is the time for the EFF to rebuild. So I guess he is looking forward to the future, Tap.
Khumalo, I appreciate your time. Thanks so much for that intervention tonight. Junior Khumalo, live for us there at the Orlando Hall. That is where Julius Malema was addressing the ground forces in Soweto in particular. First time him coming out, of course, since that briefing that we saw with himself and his deputy president, Floyd Shivambu, who then resigned and announced he will be joining the MK party. Julius saying it's time now that they correct the wrong decisions that were taken by wrong people, and they're taking the fight to their enemies. It's the fight talk that we heard tonight.